What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Myron McRae, a.k.a. Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV, your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligations. And happy Tuesday to all of y'all. Hope your Tuesday is going smooth. Hope everything is going great for you, man. I honestly just hope, you know what? I hope your day's going better than you did yesterday. Yesterday was Monday. Nobody likes Mondays, man. And I hope Tuesday is going better for you. It's Taco Tuesday. So make sure, you know what? Hey. Go get you some tacos. Honestly, go get you some tacos. When's the last time you had tacos? Yes, I'm talking to you, Sarah. I'm talking to you. When's the last time you had tacos? And I'm not talking about just the margaritas. I'm saying, go get some tacos today. But while you go get those tacos and enjoy it, I got a few things on today's docket for you. Just a few things that have come up. And the first thing that's come up is apparently we're playing the blame game now, bro. Huh? So we're playing the blame game, and Garrett Podell of CBS Sports was writing about the hurdles that the Dallas Cowboys were running into heading into training camp. And their number one hurdle was their running back position and the struggles that they have going into this season with their running back core. So the article itself started to divulge into what each of their running backs is going into heading into this season, their previous stints, so on and so forth. And apparently, because we know Miles Sanders is with the Cowboys now, but apparently his struggles after Philly with us weren't his fault. Huh? I need y'all to see this. So he was talking about Miles Sanders, and this is what he had to say about Miles Sanders' stint in Carolina. He says, Miles Sanders signed a 4-year, $25.4 million contract with the Panthers in 23, but was released from the deal after struggling to catch on with former number one pick Bryce Young, going through growing pains in his transition to the NFL. Sanders produced just 637 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns on 104 carries in 27 games played the last 2 seasons. Now, I have to say this first and foremost. Garrett. Hey, yo, Garrett. One, this is how I know you did not watch those games. This is how I definitely know you didn't watch those games, because Miles Sanders' failure was his own doing. Miles Sanders' failure was his own doing, bro. That man did not produce while he was with us. That man didn't look like a fraction of what he was in Philly. Because remind you, Miles Sanders was the starter when he first got here. He started the first 6 games in his first year with us. Missed that game, came back, and do you realize that man came back and put up 2 yards? 2 rushing yards. He lost out to Chuba Hubbard in that stint. Miles Sanders, that was him. And here's the bad part. He had the opportunity to take his starting spot back. Chuba Hubbard was not, quote unquote, supposed to be our long-term starter. But Miles Sanders did nothing, not zilch, nada, nada, now nothing, not nothing to take his spot back. In 2023, Miles Sanders rushed for 432 yards. 432, sir. Chuba Hubbard put up 902. So then you're like, you know what? They just gave him more touches in the run game. Here's the bad part. In the receiving game, they almost had the same amount of targets. Miles Sanders was thrown to 41 times. Chuba Hubbard was thrown to 44. So Bryce threw to them equally. You know the result? Miles Sanders had 154 receiving yards to Chuba Hubbard's 233. So what are we talking about here? And not only that, we kept Miles Sanders because obviously you paid the man the contract, so he's coming back. And he had all offseason, all OTAs, all minicamp, all training camp, all preseason to take back the starting job, and he didn't. Why? Because he sucked. I'm calling it for what it is. He played an even worse year in 2024 than he did in 2023. You want to know how I know? The man put up 205 rushing yards, while Chuba Hubbard went out and put up 1192. But we want to blame all of that on Bryce? I get Bryce struggled, but you want to blame that on Bryce? We're not going to sit there and be like, you know what, the entire offense struggled. Because here's the crazy part. As quiet as it's kept, remember, Thielen was a 1,000-yard receiver Bryce's first year. Thielen thrived. And the thing about it is, typically speaking, when you have a rookie quarterback who is not doing well, who is having to adjust, you become really reliant on the running game. Hence why Chuba Hubbard ran for 902 yards Bryce's rookie year. Then back that up and increase the number to 1192 his sophomore year. Actually, 1195. Dang, I almost thought I had a nosebleed. I apologize. It was 1195. Let me get Chuba's numbers straight. He ran for 1195 because the passing game wasn't always there. So you mean to tell me the fact that Chuba Hubbard almost ran for 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons, but Miles Sanders didn't, is all on Bryce Young? Same O-line, same quarterbacks, same receivers, but you just switched out the running backs and you almost had a 1,000-yard running back each year in the rushing game. Bryce may have struggled, but again, Miles Sanders just sucked. He didn't fit with us. He did not do anything for us. And quite frankly, the man was just bad.
Message.
Like, don't sit there and paint my quarterback like it's his fault that Miles Sanders didn't know how to run the ball anymore. That Miles Sanders just appears to be a fluke and a beneficiary of Philly's system. Because what's going to be the excuse if he goes to Dallas and it's just trash? Huh? Are you going to come back and apologize to Bryce? Huh? Are you going to come back and say, you know what, Miles Sanders just ain't who he thought he was? I would love to see you do that, Garrett. I really would. I really would. So, that's what I don't like, bro. That's what I don't like. If they struggled, all of a sudden it was all Bryce's fault. And that's what I keep saying when I say Bryce gets a lot of unfair criticism. I'll criticize Bryce where it's due, but not everything is that young man's fault. Some of those players just sucked, and Miles Sanders was definitely one of them. But moving on to talking about my quarterback, because I don't want him to get bashed anymore, I will say this. Apparently, Bryce's late surge was actually legendary?
Huh?
Hold up. Let's talk about it. Apparently, Bryce Young's late surge was actually legendary, according to one Douglas Clawson, also from CBS Sports. Douglas wrote about Bryce Young's late season heroics last year and said it was actually even better than we imagined. So let's see what Douglas got to say about our QB, man, because I love it when somebody actually praises our QB for the stuff that he does well. So Douglas says this. There have been 820 qualified quarterback seasons since 2000. None of them saw a bigger performance leap as measured by EPA, expected points per attempt, Wait, let me make sure of that. Because I just looked it up and I forgot it. What is it? EBA. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Had it. Lost it. All right. Expected points added. That's what it is. So EPA's expected points added is the next gen stat. Y'all know how these go. So none of them saw a bigger performance leap as measured by EPA per play between the final 3 games and the rest of the season than Bryce Young in 2024. In other words, we've never seen a quarterback go from so cold to so hot to finish the season. Young finished last season with a bang, totaling 10 touchdowns and no turnovers in the final 3 weeks of the season. Good for the 4th highest EPA per play mark at 0.34 in the NFL. He ranked 30th in the category over Carolina's first 14 games of the season at negative 0.16. And he follows that up with this right here. Young built momentum from the near upset of the Chiefs until breaking through at the end, becoming the first quarterback since Drew Brees in 2019 with at least 10 total touchdowns and no turnovers in the final 3 games of the season. Kirk Cousins in 2015 and Peyton Manning in 2006 are the only other quarterbacks to pull off that since 2000. He capped it off by tying a franchise record with 5 total touchdowns, 3 rushing and 2 passing, in an overtime win in Atlanta in the final week of the regular season. The most encouraging part of Young's performance was what we saw under the hood. He wasn't dinking and dunking his way down the field. He had the 4th largest average throw length, 9.5 yards downfield, in the final 3 weeks. Coupled with the 6th lowest off-target rate at 8%. Only 30% of his passing yards came from Yak in this stretch, the lowest in the NFL among quarterbacks to start the final 3 games. So don't confuse 0 turnovers for not taking risks.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
That's the type of stuff I want to see. Highlight my QB like that, man. Tell me my QB is actually balling out here. Show me what my QB is doing, because that's the type of stuff I want to hear. I love seeing things like that, and it makes me happy because Bryce just doesn't get enough credit. And I get, one, it's a next-gen stat, and I know they can seem dumb or just pulled out of thin air or just seem like, you know what, where did this stat even come from? Who's even measuring it? I know. I sometimes think about that. However, I am going to take any positive energy, any positive angle, and any positivity I can attribute to Bryce and to the Carolina Panthers. If it's a positive thing, I'm gonna speak on it, and I'm gonna talk about it. And for me, last season, it finally felt like the light bulb cut on for Bryce. It felt like Dave Canales was calling the right offensive plays at the right time for Bryce, which overall makes me optimistic about the 2025 season. I'm very optimistic. I think it looks good heading forward, and I am ready for that. And speaking of the 2025 season, guys, I saw a tweet on Twitter earlier, and now I got to ask, because the tweet was talking about the boldest takes for the Carolina Panthers in 2025. And it asked, hey, what are your boldest takes heading for the Panthers this season? That person, when they put up the tweet, they said the Panthers will have a top 10 offense. So, me being me, I decided I'm going to put my own couple of hot takes heading into this season. And here's what I had to say, man. My hot takes for the Panthers going into 2025. Number one, my boldest takes, I'll say. Number one, Bryce Young throws for 3,700 yards, 32 TDs, and only 6 interceptions. Number two, Charles Smith-Wade will lead the league in interceptions. Number three, Rico Dowdle. Why did I say Rico? I meant Chuba and Dowdle. I don't know why I put Rico and Dowdle. That's how y'all know my brain's just becoming mush. But Chuba and Dowdle will rush for 800 yards apiece. And number four, Jimmy Horn Jr. will return 5 touchdowns on punt return, man.
Huh?
I know. Some of y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy. And y'all remember, bold take Meaning, what is the most out-of-pocket thing I could think of? Like, almost illogical. Just bold. Like, I am shooting for the moon, and I'm planning to land on the moon. I ain't trying to land in the stars, the clouds. Nope. I am going for the moon. I am going for Pluto, even though Pluto ain't a planet no more. I'm going for Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, all of it. Venus, too. Mars, every one of them. I'm trying to go all the way out there. Boldly go where no man has ever gone to before. To infinity and beyond. So if what I'm saying sounds like a crackhead talking to you, I mean, a crackhead would say some bold stuff like this, man. I'm just saying. So I think it's funny. I thought it was a good little quote. I thought it was a good little tweet. But those are my bold takes because when I think about it, I could see Bryce throwing for 3,700, 32 TDs and 6 interceptions. Feasible. It's feasible. Charles Smith-Wade, I have him leading the league in interceptions at that nickelback position. I think that's how he does it. Just continuously playing that nickelback, he's going to be in a lot of areas, and he's going to just disrupt a lot of things. Chuba and Rico, I honestly think that's the most logical of my 4 bold takes. I actually think that's the most reasonable take I have here. And Jimmy Horn returning 5 punt returns for touchdowns. It's been a long time since I've really seen us have a good punt returner. So I think Jimmy Horn is just gonna shock the world and could be that for us. I honestly do. But guys, now we'll get into what we love around here, and it is time for Panther Nation to speak their truth. I love this segment. I always love doing this segment with y'all. And the first comment comes up from Big Chief 82. My man says, how did T-Mac get shut down against Hunter last year? He had 107 yards and a touchdown. All right, Big Chief. So I did see this comment. I did see this. And you're not wrong, but you're not right either. So here's what I mean. T-Mac did have 107 yards against Travis Hunter. That was in 2023. It was not in 2024. It wasn't last year in the Heisman season. So they met twice. In 2023, T-Mac had 9 receptions, 107 yards, and 1 touchdown in the 2023 matchup versus Colorado. In 2024, this past season where Travis won the Heisman, in their game together, T-Mac had only 5 receptions for 38 yards and 0 touchdowns. So he did get shut down this past year. The game you're referencing, he went off. That was 2 years ago. So I went and looked that up. So that's right. You're not wrong that T-Mac went off, but it wasn't last year. So that's all I had to say about that. Just wanted to clarify that for you. You may have forgot. It's easy to forget because I looked at it. I was like, I was certain, but you know me, I'm a fact check for you. That way we all know and we're all better humans going forward. Next, on the docket, you got John Kersner, 642. My man said, Frank Reich has a ship in his coaching career. All these coaches never coach multiple teams. I could be mistaken. So, we'll say, John, you are right. Frank does have 2 Super Bowl rings. One as offensive coordinator for the Eagles when they beat the Patriots. And the second one, he was actually a coaching intern for the Colts when they beat the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl 41. That is the Prince Purple Rain Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. I'll never forget that Super Bowl as long as I live. It was one of my favorites. So, I get what you're saying. But even with the championships, bro, 1 in 10 puts him on that list. 1 in 10 puts him on that list. And Hugh Jackson coached multiple teams. I'm sure of that. I know Hugh Jackson, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Hugh Jackson was the Bears who we thought they were coach when he was in Tampa. So Hugh Jackson being bad in Tampa and then bad in, or not horrible in Tampa or bad. But he did get released to Tampa. And then, oh, no, he wasn't with Tampa. He was with Arizona. I want to say he was with Arizona. Same color of that red. But I want to say it was with Arizona when he did that press conference. And then with Cleveland. So, I don't think he's the only coach on there who's coached multiple teams. However, he may be the only one that's won the Super Bowl. But then again, Spagnuolo was on there. And Spagnuolo's won Super Bowls with the Chiefs as a defense coordinator. So, there's that. And then lastly, last comment of the day comes from the homie Trizy 2009. That was a little premature. My fault, Trizy. But my man said this. He said, listen, I think I can speak for me and other Carolina fans saying that I'm tired of David Newton crap. It seems like he's a double agent in a movie or something. Meaning he's always stirring the pot, creating bad energy, and I don't like it. At the same time, the stats he spoke is true. The tight end position is the weakest position on offense heading into this season. You're as strong as your weakest link. I'm very optimistic about that position than I was last year, I'll tell you that. Ian Thomas was here longer than I expected him to be, but now he's in LA and they can have him. Our tight end room is much better than it was last season, and when Trimble gets back, everything will completely come full circle, which is why I'm expecting to see a big improvement from that position. By the way, my birthday is on the 15th of July, which is tomorrow. Keep up the great work and consistency, my brother in arms, and to the rest of my Carolina Panthers family, keep pounding. And Trizy, I saw it. It was on my top of my head. I had it written down. And obviously, I couldn't without celebrating you, man.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
Hey, happy birthday, my boy. Hope you have a fantastic birthday. Hope everything goes smooth, man. I hope you enjoy this shout out. I hope you show this to your family. Show this to your friends. If you're showing this to your family, I'll look at them. How y'all doing? Hope your boy is having a fantastic birthday. He's a great young man. Hope everything goes smooth for him. Hope y'all treat him right. Y'all raised him right. He is a very talented and he's a very just vocal and open person, which is a good trait to have. And I hope he has a fantastic birthday. I may just be a little old YouTuber, but I do want to extend the wish to him and to the rest of y'all. But guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you can always be notified of when I'm dropping these videos. Next, y'all let me know in the comment section below. 1, do you think Miles Sanders failed because we had Bryce Young as our quarterback? 2, are you excited heading into 2025 and expecting Bryce to continue that leap that he finished 2024 with? And 3, what are your boldest hot takes for the Carolina Panthers heading into the 2025 season? Leave all of it in the comment section below because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace, much love to all you Panther Nation. Take care, later days, and as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.